Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Rest and I'm going to break down the best business to start if you don't have a lot of money or if you're near $0 and you want to get into online businesses. And most of these businesses are going to be based on what I have tried and what I had results and based on the level of difficulty that I have found trying these businesses. And to prove to you that I'm not a cheap talk trying to talk things that I didn't did in the past, here are some of the results that I had. These are my proofs, my screenshots that I did when I made my first sales and when I was doing these businesses. So right now that you know that I'm not a cheap talk, let's get straight into the video. And the first business that I want to start with is YouTube faceless channel. I did faceless channel in the past and this is going to be the first one that I'm going to start because it's one of the aka best business to start if you're $0, as YouTubers might say, but I do have a different opinion. I would put this business in a C because it depends on multiple factors. Number one, you need to have a lot of time to do these businesses, and if you don't have a lot of time to do this business, it's going to run your progress. And number two, it's a very complex businesses and difficult to find information about how to do this business, and I wouldn't recommend that much. And me and my friend, we tried to do a YouTube faceless channel in the past and we did for more than 6 months and we didn't had solid results. I don't know if we had a problem because of the language, because we were doing in another language, but even so, it's a good businesses if you find a way to have results, because there are people that can have results, but it will depend on a lot of factors that maybe aren't going to be helpful in your situation or not. But it's a very good businesses and I have seen people that has results, and I won't say that it doesn't work, but for me I would put in a C because I've seen the potential of it working and of it not working. And the second business I want to talk is the most famous one, social media marketing agency from the great guy Iman Ganji. If you have $0 or you are broke or almost broke or something and you want to get into online businesses, SMMA would be in a point to start. I've tried social media marketing, and the thing is, social media marketing does require you to invest a lot of tools. You need to invest in a lot of stuff. You need to spend more than $500 and $1,000 to start. As my experience when I did social media marketing, I'm talking about my experience. It's a very difficult business, and it will depend very much on where you're living, because I've seen that people who were living in the US had least difficulty. It was more easy for them, but I was living in a third world country. Right now I'm living in Europe. I don't know how is SMMA here in Europe, but it works. And I will say that if you are broke or with $0, it's not a very good business to start. I wouldn't recommend you start doing SMMA. It's in E. I mean, don't try it. Don't waste your time with SMMA because you will do spend a lot of money. You will just waste your time. 3, I want to start about digital products because I've seen that there is a new wave of digital products right now. And right now I'm just going to talk about faceless digital products that we call PLR and private label rights. The problem with digital products is that you can do without money, but you cannot not go far without money. So therefore, I'm just gonna put in a D because it's much better than social media marketing, because you can start doing this business without a lot of money, but it's going to cost you time. And I'm gonna put D because it's going to cost you a lot of time to sell these automatically, but can say manually and organically. I'm sorry, but it's a very good business to start and it's very scalable. But I wouldn't recommend you if you are like with $0 or something like that. Going into the same road, there is the same stuff like selling books and selling other kinds of products, and it almost goes into the same category. I mean, you can sell them, you can sell them manually, organically, but I wouldn't recommend doing these businesses if you don't have a lot of money. So if you sell either digital products or you sell ebooks or something like that, it's a very good business to start if you are $0, but it's going to take you a lot of time and you will have to invest in the long run. And third, I'm gonna talk about affiliate marketing, and I'm gonna put you in a C because it was one of the business that I started with and I made a lot of money. It was a great jump. Today it might be even harder. It's a great jump, and I would recommend it for beginners, but it's very time consuming, the same as selling digital products and stuff. It's a little bit time consuming, but it will depend if you do already have an audience on the internet. If you do have an audience, it becomes much easier because like you can find people and people will buy your product much easier. But it's a very hard business to do if you don't have an audience and if you are starting from scratch, because it's going to take you a lot of time. So it's almost almost the same category for these three. Like it's almost the same difficult levels, but affiliate marketing is much easier because all you have to stress is about focusing on the copy, focusing on the selling part, and the PLR and ebooks you somehow need to build. You need to buy the product and blah blah blah, and it might not be a very good option to start with $0. The next business that I want to talk about is copywriting. Yeah, I did not did copywriting a lot, but copywriting is one of these businesses that costs a lot of time. You don't need to invest in a lot of tools, so I'll put copywriting in a B because it's a very good business to start. If you do have $0, if you are trying to get into online business, you don't need to spend a lot of money, but the problem is you will have to spend a lot of time. Like you need to be prepared to burn your time with these businesses if you are trying to start with $0. So copywriting is one of these great business to start. I've had experience. It's a little bit chill, but you need to be passionate with writing. But it's one of these businesses that you can start with $0 and have like a great amount of success. And the third one, this one I'm gonna put an A, but it will depend on certain things, like if you do have a good internet, if you do have a good PC. But for me, video editing is the best business to start because I started quite easily back in 2024 before I got into this personal brand thing that I'm doing it now. And video editing was that business that I could easily pitch clients, and I've seen people around me making a lot of money without spending. Besides a PC, if you do have a good PC and a good internet and you need to pay some editing apps, if you can edit on CapCut. It's harder, but you can edit on CapCut. If you do pay editing tools and CapCut, you will spend, I don't know, $30 at max. And a business that you can start with $30, like it's not a business that you can start with $0, but you can download DaVinci Resolve also, that you are not going to spend money. I have a friend that started with $0 with DaVinci Resolve and is making tons of money today. Like, yeah, there's a lot of options to start. It's going to depend on you. And I will say that video editing is one of the best business to start with $0. I've seen it work for me, and I've seen work for people that don't want to pay for tools, and I would recommend it very much. And I had results fast in video editing. I remember I got my first client fast, and I was spending all my days editing, but it's very time consuming. I didn't like to spend all my time on my PC and stuff, you know. There are people who like it, I don't, and it goes on what you like. And therefore, right now we have TikTok team page, this Instagram team page that you sell your products. Like you post content and then you sell your products through a link. I don't know if it's working today or something like that, but I do think that there's a version of it. I've seen some version of it on pages that are like team pages. It's a very difficult business to start at first, but in the past, I built a TikTok team page that I was able to sell my private label books and affiliate marketing books. Therefore, if you can connect your TikTok team page with one of these products right here, man, it's gonna work like magic. It's a good business to start with $0 because all you need to do is just create content, attract people to your page, and do most of it. It's one of these businesses that I would say it's very good but not interesting because it's not something that you can do it long term. I don't think it's trustable long term because it's like on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube Shorts. It's not one of the things that you can do long term. I wouldn't recommend because of this factor, but it was one of the businesses that I had success while doing my online venture. Right now, I'm gonna pick dropshipping. And dropshipping, for my experience, I had results doing organically and I had results doing it paid. And I'm gonna pay dropshipping in A tier. I'm not influence you and say that you can start dropshipping with $0 or something. Or in fact, I'm gonna put a B because you are going to pay like $1 for Shopify, and the rest you're just going to invest into your marketing and stuff. But I remember in 2022 I started doing drop shipping and I made money with Pinterest. I was selling through Pinterest stuff and I wasn't investing in nothing other than $1 Shopify. I was doing with Pinterest and I was doing with Google Merchant. If you don't ever did something related to e-com before, you may not understand what is Google Merchant. But in 2022 I was able to make sales with Google Merchant, Pinterest and TikTok organically. Later on, I went to paid drop shipping, and I was doing it in Brazil, and later on I had problems with the Brazilian government and stuff, and I tried to do it in Africa and I had results too, but later on I started having some problems there, and that's why I quit drop shipping. But I will get back into drop shipping, and I'm gonna start doing it in Europe and US. For me, it's a business that you can start with nearly $0 depending on how you do it. I'm gonna pick B because it's very difficult, and I'm not here to tell you to start drop shipping or something like that. But if you do want to spend time on something that is long term and that's gonna give you a good amount of profit later down the road, I would recommend you do organic drop shipping and then later on turn into paid. I did had results doing that, and if I could start from the past again, I will keep doing drop shipping till today. I would find ways to keep doing it because I had the best results with drop shipping. I had a lot of results with it. This is a good business to start if you don't have a lot of money, but if you do have a lot of time too. And I'm gonna put in S tier the business I'm doing now. That is the business of personal branding, because it's the best business that you can literally start with $0. Why you can start with $0? Because a personal brand, you start on X Twitter. If you do have money, you can use for blue ticket. If you don't have, you don't need to pay. There are people who make money without paying blue ticket, but it's gonna be a little bit hard. And man, this is the best business to start if you're $0, because you just need to build your audience and you need to learn what works, iterate, and later on sell your services. And it's all free on X, but it's gonna take you a little bit of time if you do it 100% free. But you don't need to spend a lot of time like doing this X type of business of building your personal brand from writing, because you can do ghostwriting services. If you are a good writer, people will pay you for do ghostwriting services, and people will pay you for you to teach them your skills of building a personal brand. Therefore, this is one of the great business to start. I've had great results, and I would recommend doing this business. It's this business that I had the most results, and I monetized just as I started doing that business. So I would recommend this business as your best option. And to finalize, one of the best businesses that I had the best return was a gaming channel. Somehow, I do think that gaming channels are the best because it has a very specific niche. And the thing is, if the people in the gaming community know you, they always go back to you. And man, I made so much money easily with my old gaming channel. And yeah, I would like this is one of the best if you are truly passionate about gaming. But the thing about gaming, it's all gonna be based around partnerships, and it's all gonna be based around you creating smart ways to monetize. It's a little bit difficult, but it was one of the business that I had one of the most results. So this is my list of the best business that I would start with $0. I will keep doing the business that I'm gonna do now on X, because literally you have to spend $0. I had the most returns doing my gaming channel. I had the best returns also in my video editing businesses, and I had the great return doing drop shipping. I just don't put drop shipping in A because it's very hard. I don't want to create like false expectations. But yeah, this is my entire list of the best business that I would do if I had $0. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. And if you do want to know how to start building your personal brand from writing that you can start with literally $0, there is a freebie in the description that you can click, and there will be a short guide on how to build your personal brand with only 24 hours a day. I'm gonna leave here, and I hope this video was very useful to you to choose your best business to start while you don't have a lot of money to invest. See you into the next one.